The Supreme Court en banc on Tuesday unanimously votes to allow all justices and employees invited by the House Justice Committee to testify in hearings on the impeachment complaint against Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno. SC spokesperson Theodore Te says they can testify only on administrative matters. All 14 justices except Sereno voted for the decision. Te says the Chief Justice recused from the voting.
Those who are invited to testify on administrative matters may do so if they wish. The court is not requiring them, but the court is granting them clearance if they so wish to appear and testify on administrative matters.
The House Justice Committee wants to invite several SC officials and personalities, including Associate Justice Teresita Leonardo de Castro, to stand as witnesses or resource persons in the hearings on lawyer Larry Gadon's case against Sereno. Te says the SC en banc also allows de Castro to testify only on adjudicative matters, or matters that go into the decision of cases, which would include deliberations of cases. But Te says this clearance for de Castro also has its limits. On the issuance of the TRO on the senior citizen's case and the exchange of communications between herself and Sereno, and not on any matters pertaining to deliberations of the case. On the clustering case in the Judicial and Bar Council, de Castro has been authorized by the High Court to discuss the merits of her main decision, but not the deliberations that went into that decision. In the case involving former Solicitor General and now Associate Justice Francis Hardalesa, de Castro is authorized to discuss the merits of her separate concurring opinion, and again, not the deliberations that went into the decision. The Hardalesa case involves his appointment to the High Court. Hardalesa was initially excluded from the shortlist for the SC, and Sereno insisted that the vote for him be unanimous. Hardalesa then challenged Sereno before the SC, which ended up siding with him. He was eventually appointed even after being accused of disloyalty to the Philippines. Still on the House impeachment hearings, Majority Leader Rodolfo Fariñas says the House cannot compel Sereno to appear before the Justice Committee. This after House Justice Committee Chairman Reynaldo Umali said the panel could issue a subpoena and later on a warrant should Sereno ignore the committee's invitations despite a theoretical need for her to answer some questions. Fariñas says he advised the Justice Committee that when it comes to the Chief Justice, in any case, administrative or criminal, they cannot compel the respondent or the accused to testify. The Philippine National Police visited over 8.8 million homes under its controversial Oplan Tokhang before it was taken out of the war on drugs. According to the latest data from the PNP, the police visited and knocked on a total of 8.8 million households when they led President Rodrigo Duterte's war on drugs from July 1, 2016 to October 10, 2017. The period spanned the start of the Duterte administration's war on drugs to the PNP's removal from drug operations. The PNP releases the data as the Supreme Court began hearing oral arguments on the consolidated petitions against Oplan Double Barrel, the police's operating guidelines on the war on drugs. Comparing the figure with the latest data of the Philippine Statistics Authority, which counted 22.98 million households in August 2015, this means the PNP visited at least a third of all Philippine households when it led the war on drugs. The PNP had the most number of Tokhang operations during the alpha phase of the campaign, from November 2016 to February 2017. The alpha phase was marked by intensified efforts to go after the campaign's high-value targets. The police conducted the least number of Tokhang visits during the quote reloaded phase of Oplan Double Barrel, or the second phase, where they promised to have less bloody operations amid criticism over the mounting drug-related death toll. The reloaded phase lasted from March until the PNP was pulled out of the war on drugs in October 2017. Although this phase was envisioned to be less bloody, the number of deaths in police operations during this time reached 1,274. This was also the time when the police conducted one-time big-time operations in Metro Manila, which counted among its casualties 17-year-old Kian de los Santos, whose killing sparked public outrage. Police insisted the drug suspects were killed because they allegedly fought back, the same defense cops used in killing de los Santos and another teenager, Carl Arnaiz. Solicitor General Jose Calida on Tuesday slams the Supreme Court petitions challenging the war on drugs as this ingenious move to destabilize the administration and sow anarchy. Calida, in his opening statement during round 2 of the oral arguments on Oplan Double Barrel, says the petitions have no legal basis and are only meant to harass. He says, quote, The petitions intend to emasculate the government's police powers by rendering inutile the PNP's sworn mandate to enforce the law and maintain peace and order. The Free Legal Assistance Group seeks to declare as unconstitutional the PNP CMC number 16-2016 and Interior Department's Memorandum Circular number 2017-112, saying the circulars contain kill orders. FLAG cites the use of the words negate and neutralize in the circulars that police can interpret as orders to kill drug suspects. Associate Justice Marvic Leonen calls Calida out, saying the petitions are valued dissents, but Calida maintains his position. He says the police circular on the war on drugs should be looked at by the High Court for its initial purpose and not for its effects after implementation. Calida says that while the circular may be abused, the courts are not at liberty to declare it invalid. Quoting a Supreme Court decision, Calida says, quote, "The validity of a statute or ordinance is to be determined from its general purpose and its efficiency to accomplish the end desired, not from its effects in a particular case." The Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency on Sunday arrests 11 males in a raid in a hotel in Taguig City, seizing at least 387,000 pesos worth of party drugs. The raid yields suspected ecstasy, shabu, and gamma-hydroxybutyrate or GHB. GHB is also known as club drug or date rape drug. The suspects are detained at PIDEA's facility in Camp Bagong Diwa. Advocates for people living with HIV, meanwhile, slammed PIDEA for announcing that one of the suspects arrested was positive for HIV. They say it was irresponsible for PIDEA to disclose a suspect's health status, which was aired by at least one news outlet. Prince Harry says he proposed to American actress Meghan Markle over roast chicken. The couple says they were enjoying a cozy night at home in his cottage in the grounds of Kensington Palace earlier this month, trying to roast a chicken when he got down on one knee.
It was just an amazing surprise. It was so sweet and natural and very romantic. He got on one knee.
Harry says, quote, "She didn't even let me finish. She said, 'Can I say yes? Can I say yes?' And then there were hugs." The couple says they knew little about each other when they were set up on a blind date by a mutual friend. Harry says he had never heard of Markle before meeting her. Markle says she was largely ignorant about the British royal family before their blind date. But the date went so well that they immediately met up again before going camping together for 5 days in Botswana just a few weeks later.
It's a big deal, and it's it's not easy for anybody. But I know that at the end of the day, she chooses me and I choose her, and therefore whatever we have to tackle together or individually will always be us together as a team.
Harry says they will get married early next year.